Happy Easter, friends. Welcome. We have some Eastering to do, and while we're getting ready for church, we're actually going early on Saturday night instead of Sunday because there are so many extra people that come to church, so we're trying to make room for everybody. I thought I would put together some of the eggs. I thought I had Easter baskets. I did last year and many years before, but since moving, I don't know where the Easter baskets are. I found the little Halloween baskets, buckets, and I may be, I don't think we're gonna go that deep. So I thought I would show you what I got for the kids, and then I'm going to egg things up that will make for a fun egg hunt tomorrow. And then you hang around, we're gonna cook together. I have some really simple but yummy recipes for Easter that I think you're just gonna love. So let me show you what I got for Easter. Actually, all of this is from Aldi because I love Aldi and they have so many good things. So Pez is a big fan favorite, and thankfully they have the orange in them. Over Christmas time, they had, I think it was like lemon, grape, and cherry. And I got some kids that really like the orange. So everybody got their own Pez. Let's see, we have the bunny. That reminds us of the Christmas story. We have the chick, another bunny. Another one. And the little lamb. For the eggs, I think we've gone, yeah, I think we're gonna do, if they fit. I have some big eggs, so I think they will. Sour Patch Kids in bunny shape. Of course, the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup miniatures. Yes. And I bought 2 of these because I'm not crazy. No. These are really adorable. The Chocure Milk Chocolate Bunnies. This one is with yogurt, raspberry flavored cream filling. You know, I don't know if my kids are gonna like that. That's interesting that I bought that. I didn't realize I had done that. Maybe I was thinking about myself. This one here, Fine Chocolate Mini Lambs. So cute. Shaped like lambs. I want you to be able to see those little cuties. Here we have the mini bunnies. Yeah, you can see that little mini bunny right there. And the mini chicks. Also going into eggs, if they fit, are some chocolate assortments. We have 3 Musketeers. I put up 2 fingers. Let's try it again. 3 Musketeers, Milky Way, Twix, and a Snickers pack. Everybody's gonna get one of these. We like to do these for St. Nicholas Day in December. So I was really excited when they had them for Easter. Maybe we'll just make little piles on the table and go, this is your little pile that you don't have to search for. Everybody usually gets like a plastic bag out, writes their name on it, and you go. I like to put them in the fridge. And funny enough, they've all been asking, can we have a chocolate bunny for Easter? As if they've never had Easter before. Like, of course we're gonna have a chocolate bunny. Is there any other way? So 5 of these, everybody got those. And the last thing is Star Wars, M&M, Skittles, and Snickers. Another bag of those. We're keeping it pretty simple, and I like that. So everybody has a bunny, a Pez, a bag of another bunny and eggs of chocolate, and then they will get to have a little Easter egg hunt with everything else. Yeah, simple, nice. I was thinking about even going crazier, but I didn't do that. I reined it in. Anybody else like that? You just like go big or go home, and then sometimes you think, now you've gone too big. You've done too much. Look what else is in my Easter basket. Yep. I know, you're jealous. So let's egg these guys up, and then I can't wait to do some cooking with you. It's gonna be really lovely. This was such a great Easter, and so glad that you're joining me to get everything ready. I'm starting off with fruits and veggies because, first of all, I feel like no gathering is complete without a fruit and veggie tray, and I would love to know at your house and your gatherings, what is the thing that will always be there? You just know. Like, is it crackers and cheese? Is it olives and pickles? For us, it's fruits and veggies, and sometimes cheese on the side, sometimes crackers, but fruit and veggies for sure. So I wanted to get started with kind of the labor intensive things, still simple, but cutting up all the fruits and veggies, peeling, everything like that. I make sure that I have those as well, not because it's just something we always have, but because my children really aren't holiday food people. Yeah, that's really special, isn't it? So there's always this balance of trying to figure out what exactly is worth putting the time into making, because I think in our minds we always think that we need lots of food, but when it comes down to it, there's often so many leftovers. We're not a huge leftover kind of people. Certain things we'll eat leftover, but people can only eat so much, right? So I'm probably a little more practical than the average bear when it comes to that kind of a thing. I don't necessarily mind having leftovers, but I also don't just want to make any old thing knowing that that's probably not all going to get eaten. So I try to be really smart about that. But there's always this balance of how much of the traditional foods do I make? How much of other things do I make? And for the last few years, I have felt that the traditional foods, we just haven't necessarily gone that route very much, even for like Christmas. But this year, I felt inspired. I felt back to it. So we're doing ham and we're doing some mashed potatoes. Although, are mashed potatoes at Easter time traditional? I think so. Maybe, I don't know. But we did it, and I'm really happy we did it. Yeah, preparing everything here. We're going to have carrots. We've got cucumbers. I had some broccoli and some peppers. Peppers are always a big winter chicken dinner. Some blueberries, some strawberries. Kind of just simple stuff that we can throw together and make sure that everybody can nibble on something. I would really love to know, what is the go-to food for your holiday, for Easter? Like, do you go out to eat? Do you eat at home? Do you have the ham? Or are people not ham people in your life? I'm a ham person, definitely over turkey, but I don't know that people do turkey for Easter. Not that I know of. Ham is kind of the way to go. I just got to thinking of it. You know what I should have made too? Was some potato gratin with those little scabs on the top. I know they're not scabs, but the cheesy goodness with those potatoes. Oh, next time I'm going to tell Marcus that. I know he would love that idea for sure. Hey friends, I want to thank Ritual for sponsoring today's video. I have two things to share with you today. The first one is the Synbiotics Plus. This is for your prebiotics, your probiotics, and your postbiotics. Prebiotics supports the beneficial bacteria growth in your intestines. And then the postbiotics helps to give you a gut barrier, so we're not having all kinds of issues. So this can help with gas, it can help with bloating, and just setting up your microbiome and all the good stuff inside to make you feeling your best. What I love, first of all, is it is minty deliciousness. So the smell, it's fresh. I like that. And what's really fantastic is that you can take it anytime. If you're with somebody that's like, oh, I don't want to wait for, a meal, or I'm kind of getting busy, whatever, you can take it whenever. And that to me is really important because I often overthink taking supplements. And I think that this is fantastic, that it can be taken empty stomach with food. Everybody's happy. It's so fantastic. Also, this is a delayed release capsule so that it is going to your colon and not into your stomach where we don't want it to be. We want it to get to the right spots. You got the right stuff, baby. The other product that I want to show you from Ritual is their multivitamin. This one is Essential for Women Multivitamin 18+. So in a university-led clinical study, this showed that people that took it for 12 weeks were getting their vitamin D levels and their omega-3 levels raised up. And that is really fantastic because those are both things that I need in my life, as well as the other things that are in here like iron and magnesium and your B vitamins. And your B vitamins make you happy, don't they? Super easy to take as well. Lovely and minty. I like being able to see what's inside. Am I the only one that finds that really cool? It's me. Yeah. Both the multivitamin and the Synbiotic Plus are made traceable, meaning that Ritual shares where their key ingredients come from and why they're there so that you know what you're putting into your body. because not all ingredients are created equal. That kind of transparency is something I think that a lot of us really want to see in a product like this, especially something that we're consuming, and Ritual does that. I get to offer you guys 25% off your first order with Ritual. You can go to ritual.com/MeganBirch25 to get 25% off your first order and get started. You can get on a subscription as well, and that makes it really easy so you never run out. Thanks so much to Ritual for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to it. Come on. Next up for cooking, well, not really cooking, making, is sort of a layered salad. I didn't have the special thing it's supposed to come in, so I had one. We got it for our wedding. I've used it over the years, but somehow we moved and I have not located it yet. So that's unfortunate. I did look for it, but I wanted to make kind of like a 7-layer salad. I don't know what you put in yours, but this one has iceberg lettuce. Although I made an online order and they delivered cabbage to me. So I had to then, well, I didn't have to. Marcus went back and grabbed some iceberg lettuce. I put that at the bottom. And then I grabbed the bacon crumbles from Costco, and they were quite delicious. I can't compare them to Sam's Club because I've had both of them, but I just really can't remember what is what. Now, shredded up my own cheese. Listen, I'll take cheese anyway. If it's already shredded, great. But I just did shredded up my own cheese as a sharp cheddar because that makes me happy. And I also continued to shred after this because I made Betty Crocker's mac and cheese. Unfortunately, well, it's always good to try something new, but I'm a little sad that I didn't make it the traditional way where you cook up the noodles, you put the sauce on it and everything, and then you put it in the oven and you bake it. So I tried it in the crock pot, which I'll show it to you. I think I could have done some things differently. So when we get to that point, I'll discuss and I'll kind of give you my thoughts on that whole thing. I also had a little more leftover cheese. Cut that up because I know some of my kids will really like that. Any of you, were you like the cheese police or not the cheese police? When I was a kid, I would help shred the cheese for tacos or salad or something. And at the end, there's always a little nub. And I really loved that little cheese nub and it made me so happy. I didn't eat it this time. But in our layered salad that's not super cute layered, we've got the frozen peas. And then I had chopped up red onions some time ago. And so I just shook those on frozen, not the big chunks. Those will all get put away. And it was so nice to not have to cut up an onion because I did buy one just in case. But I was like, oh, wait, I'll use the frozen ones. They defrost perfectly, like you wouldn't even know that they had been frozen. I decided to add a little more iceberg lettuce to the top. And instead of cauliflower, which I was going to do, I put bits of broccoli on it. The whole thing turned out lovely. Was it the most layery, beautiful? No, it wasn't, which is sad. But it still tasted fantastic. And I had several plates full of that because I just love me a good salad. Add a little more bacon bits, a little more cheese on the top. I did decide to make my own ranch dressing, which I've actually never done before. I've eaten other people's, but I have never made it myself. A little ranch packet, a little milk. I didn't use buttermilk, I just had regular milk. And some mayo, which I was like, I've never made this before, and the mayo seemed kind of odd. Shook that baby up, and it was delicious. I loved it. And there's a way that you can make it thicker so it's more like a dip. And I'm sure some of you have made it a million times, so I don't need to tell you about it, but super simple, very tasty. Now, Johanna learned how to make mashed potatoes at a friend's house. Her friend is always trying different things in the kitchen, and Joe gets to be a part of that. So none of my kids from itty bitty have ever liked mashed potatoes. My oldest now likes it. No, none of the other kids do. So Joe did not like it, had it at a friend's house, helped to make it homemade, and decided that she did like it. So she was like telling me how we're going to make these mashed potatoes. And she did so great, peeling everything. We got it up on the stove. I don't know about you, but I like to get some water in the pot, cold water, put the potatoes in after I peel them, and then rinse them all off again, and then fill it up with more water, boil it, and it makes it easy peasy. We are going to make a lemon brownie. Yes, lemon brownie, using lemon cake mix. When I saw this recipe, 100% I was like, I'm in it. This is for me. I love it because you know I love lemons so much. So you just disregard the instructions on the cake, and you do use the cake mix, but you use eggs, you use oil, and I think that was it. And it's very thick, very thick. So kind of press it into the pan, cook it up. I feel like maybe I should have cooked it longer, or I should have chilled it longer. I'm not really sure, only because it's my first time making it, but it was so lemony and yum. So it's just a much denser, more brownie-ish like consistency. And put it in a small pan. This is a 7 by 11 pan. Put it all in there and then bake it up. Because I'm just not 100% familiar with it, I'm not totally sure if I should have cooked it longer or cooled it, but that's neither here nor there. After you cook it and cool it, you also make a nice powdered sugar, lemon zest, lemon juice topping, and then put it on it, stick it in the fridge. I had it in the fridge for what, 3 hours? And I guess that just wasn't quite long enough. The lemon, and let me just tell you, if you love lemon, I think you're going to love this. Yeah, I do. I really believe it with my soul, with everything in me, because lemon just makes you happy. All right, we're going to use my pressure cooker as a slow cooker, and that's going to be the first thing that I kind of did wrong with trying to make the mac and cheese that I usually put in the oven in the slow cooker instead. Okay, so the great, fantastic thing is that you can use pasta that's been uncooked. Like, you don't have to cook it, so this makes it so easy. You put a little onion and butter in the bottom, saute up those onions, get it so happy. Then you're going to add 2 cups of whole milk and some salt. And was there pepper? Yeah, I think so. And then the cheese that I shredded up earlier, and then pour in the dry pasta. Here's what I forgot. I kept thinking, you know, a pressure cooker needs pressure. You can't take the lid off. But something about it was just acting a little different. And I'm like, not until I was totally done did I realize, oh, because the lid isn't going to be, hard on there. You can take it off, Megan, and stir it. And I wish I would have done that, because the noodles that were in the liquid cooked nicely, although it did soak up all of the liquid. The ones on the top, they cooked, but they were a little bit harder. So I think if I would have done some mixing. Also, the original recipe calls for a little bit of flour to thicken up the kind of cheese sauce. And I think in the slow cooker, we didn't need to do that. So there was lessons learned. Also, that's a lot of alsos, Megan. Also, it seemed sweeter than normal. And I don't know if that's because it was in the slow cooker. It was just all around a very interesting experience. And pretty much I thought, I'm not losing too much by trying a new recipe. And I told my family ahead of time, if you don't love it, it's fine. Like, I'll be the worst critic, and I know if it's not good, it's not good, and I'll let you know. So it was definitely edible, but I think I still would have preferred it in the oven. Remember that lemon topping I told you about, kind of like the lemon icing for the lemon brownies? Here it is. I'm telling you what, this stuff is just amazing. All the lemon juice you could possibly squeeze out of a whole lemon, and then the lemon zest, which makes everything happy. A little salt in there because that brings out the goods. And then we're just going to pour it over the top, and it kind of gets hardened. It's so lemony and so bright and delicious. So I'm really glad that I made this and gave it a try. You pretty much don't have to talk me into lemon anything. I'm all about it. But it turned out nicely. Like I said, maybe I could have cooked it a little longer. I could have put it cold a little longer. Draining the potatoes. Okay, I'm sure that you don't like a kind of gloppy mashed potato where it becomes kind of like a weird dough. We don't want that, right? So I like to set it in my mixer, let it have its moment. Some of the steam gets put out, and then I kind of break it up with the whisk attachment, because I don't have a potato masher. And then when everything feels right, we'll start swirly whirling it. And then I always put it in the oven. Sometimes I add some cream cheese and of course butter and milk and all of that goodness. And then I put butter on the top and we reheat it in the oven and it's just perfection. Ham, here's what we're doing. We are going to stick ham in an oven bag and we're going to add the brown sugar and some Dr. Pepper, which I have done before when I've made a pork shoulder, and it's really yummy. You can put some like ancho chilies in there too to make it kind of, and a bit of brown sugar, and it's fantastic. But I didn't think it was too sweet. Nobody else seemed to say anything. The only thing when you use an oven bag that's kind of tricky with that liquid is it's very difficult to kind of baste the top of the ham. So I don't really know what to think about that, but all the air was in there, minus you put a couple of little pricks in the top of the bag after you've sealed it up, just so it doesn't kind of explode on itself and get too crazy. But I thought it turned out really well. It was quite delicious. We had a little, spiral cut ham, made it easy. I like ham. I really, really do. I thought that this was a good technique though. Maybe it would have been more up your alley to actually use the glaze that comes with it, but I don't know. I thought it turned out really well. Simple. If you noticed, I made muffins for breakfast for everyone because, well, once you're cooking, you might as well keep up with it. It's something I've made a million times, so it really wasn't a big deal, but the scoop I used for the muffins would have been really helpful for the brownies. I don't typically make brownies in these silicone pans, but I do often make them as like muffins because I don't have to worry about cutting anything. If the brownie is still hot though, it will stick to the paper, so waiting for that to cool down is best. But these turned out so well. I really liked it. Such an easy cleanup, and I thought they were so cute having little brownies. Joe is helping me with the mashed taters. So now that I kind of let the mashed potatoes cool, because I don't want it to be gummy, we're adding milk, salt and pepper, and I'll put butter slabs on the top. But another fantastic thing that I learned from Pioneer Woman is to use cream cheese in there, and you just chunk it up, cook it all, mix it all together. It's just, I don't know, creamy and good and yum. You can even use half and half. I mean, you could go crazy. It's not healthy in any way, but it's delicious. And then I put it into a pan and put the slabs of butter on the top. Then you stick it in the oven and you can get it heated up again and just make it really yummy. Plus you've got another pot free for other things, which I'm always looking for those opportunities to make stuff where I can kind of free up the oven, free up pots and pans and all of that. Really, really yummy. Cover it with foil, throw it in there. Pioneer Woman, she's a clever lady. She has so many great ideas. But anyway, I didn't think I was going to be making mashed potatoes, so I didn't bring the cream cheese. But that's okay. These still were quite delicioso. So I'll be sticking those in the oven, and it doesn't matter what the oven temperature is. Pretty much you can just stick it in there and let them reheat as you go. We made it to the end. Green beans, salt and pepper. We put it in the air fryer, but we use the bake setting, so not really air fry. Olive oil, salt, pepper, and a little bit of garlic. And then that's just like 450, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Same thing with the roasted veggies, just salt, pepper, olive oil. We've got, what's that sister's name? Schubert's sister somebody. You know her. She's at the Wally. So we've got the rolls. We finished up the mashed taters. The ham is looking beautiful. Schubert. Okay, that's what it is. Gravy for this guy. Lemonade. We had leftover Dr. Pepper. We've got water. There's coffee. Okay, and then here's our mac and cheese in the crock pot. I'm going to taste that for you guys and let you know what I thought. And it does seem like the noodles cooked on their own, so I'm glad I didn't pre-cook those, so they would have been mushy. Then Joe's brownies, and they came out really smooth on the side. Interesting. The lemon brownies, they were a little bit softer. They probably should have been even colder, but there's that. Salad. These guys, my sister-in-law brought, these are like keto-friendly ham and cheese kind of biscuits made with almond flour, a little bit of cheese. And yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and eat, have a good time, and happy Easter, everybody.